YouTube, Electric Adventures here with another little pickup video, and it is a little packet as well. This all comes away from Canada. Very interesting to find these particular items in Canada. I'm not expecting them to be anything fantastic, but any chance to get hold of more original Spectravideo titles I'll take. They didn't cost very much either. So these are original Spectravideo, and the first one is horse races. So this may or may not be written in BASIC. To show you the cassette tapes, and they usually have the same thing on side B, and it's got some the whole thing unfolds. Won't undo it completely because I don't want to mess it up too much. So horse races is the first one. Well, this one might be a duplicate. Car Ace. I'm sure I've seen that case before, but maybe the tape didn't work, because I don't think I've ever played the game. Maybe I've got the case and not the case. Anyway, I'll work it out. So there's Car Ace. So we could have a racing game. See, I mean, not even all of these I got to see down here with the original Spectravideo, because they, you know, not all of them were brought. All of the titles were brought over, and so the last one is Number Game, which may or may not be an educational one. Once again, tapes in the same style. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to find out what each one of these are, and of course whether or not they work. So we'll have to see how we go. We'll fire up the original Spectravideo and have a play. Right, let's give these games a go. So with my current setup, the keyboard of the 328's a little bit further away from the screen, so I'll be standing up. This is my sit down position in front of the screen, but I've got the camera, so it still should be able to see what I'm doing. I use one of the function keys to type in the C-load command for this one. So it's either a program written entirely in BASIC, or it's got a BASIC loader. So let's see if we can find the item on the tape first, and obviously I'll edit out any loading that takes too long. Okay, while I was waiting for that first bit to load, I plugged in a joystick to make sure. Let's have a look at the program. I'll just press the function key to get the list again. I'm on list, and it looks like it is a program written in BASIC, but that's not necessarily a bad thing on the Spectravideo. Okay, I'll just break out of the listing. I will be there for a while. Use the function key to run again. So here's our horse going across. Now I'm not wearing my headphones. If there's sound, it will come out in the thing. I might turn this up slightly so I can hear it a little bit. Yeah, no sound in the actual program so far, but you can see it's using a little animation going across there. You're probably using a sprite. Okay, so horse racing game, maximum we have 10 races. Each player starts with $1,000. How many are players? We'll just do one. Skip the name bit. Do you want to bet on this race? Yeah, so which horse? We'll go for horse number 2. How much? We'll go for $200. Let's see what happens. It'll probably do get some sound. Probably made the monitor a bit loud now, so I'm going to get double soundtracks. And obviously a little bit of roundness, and we have horses going across, and number 2's not doing so well, so I don't think I'm going to get a winner. But I used to love writing programs, you know, simple programs like this myself. So there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, came very close there. Who's the winner? Number 3. There we go. So I lost $200. So a simple horse racing program. Alright, we'll load up the second and have a look at that one. Okay, we've loaded up our second program. This is the number game one. There we go. And I mean, it's a basic program so far. And yep, it looks like our functionality is all in basic. So we'll run it. So number game by the same person. So to my name, do I want instructions? No, I'm just going to go for it. What should the highest number be? Well, let's go 50. Okay, what number will I take? Let's go for 26. Okay, so it's a factorial game. So that's oops. Yeah, so you need to go for oops, I've got a stuck key. I do too. Okay, yeah, sorry, my keyboard's still a little old and sticky. We better go for 5, couldn't we? No factors left for 5. Try another. Would have thought there was anyway, probably embarrassing myself by not working this out. Probably should have read the instructions. Your numbers, my numbers. Yeah, score, wins, average. Yeah, so I obviously need to read the instructions of what some of the objective points. I obviously need to match some of the numbers that I took initially, and that determines the strategy. No factors left for 20, try another. About 21. No factors for, yeah, not really. Yeah, I'm sort of missing the point of the game, so need to read the instructions. But an interesting little game. It's only using the text mode on the computer, so no graphics for this particular one. Alright, we'll load up the next one and see what it's like. Well, interesting enough, I do have a second copy of Car Race, and they both have the same error in exactly the same spot. So unfortunately, we've come unstuck. Now, I do remember that I did get another title. It was a while ago and it was by itself, and I didn't have my Spectravideo set up for taping. So this one here, it's called Tetra Horror, and it's actually a machine code title. So we might give that one a no. This one does load. So I'll load this one up and we'll give this one a go. Okay, that didn't take too long to load. And as I said, this is another one of the machine code titles. Or we'll go for normal play, and you can play this 2 players. Yeah, so the car race game, I mean obviously 2 copies, error in the same place. I'll see if I can find a WAV or cassette file online and try and record that onto a fresh cassette at some stage. But anyway, let's try this Tetra Horror. Okay, now it's divided up into several screens. We have to avoid these. Oops. Maybe brain type things. And you've got to jump jump Qbert like, and go and get the spell out the words fuel, like alien faces to avoid as well. And you've got to build up as many cans of fuel as you can without losing lives, like I just did. Okay, wasn't quite sure on what you can dodge there. Oops. We do have 2 fuel cans at least. At least when you die it starts the timer over again. So this first part of this part of the game is actually fairly simplistic, and you might, the graphics don't look too bad. I do remember when we got this title. We got this title in when we were selling the original Spectravideos. We wondered what in the world it was. There was no screenshots on the games. I didn't make it to the second screen. Alright, well I better give it another go, because that was a terrible demonstration and we haven't really showed much in this so far. Okay. Go for normal play again. Alright, I'll try not to mess up this time. Yes, it's the person who just lost 2 lives straight away. See, the Qbert player in me wants to use Qbert directions for this, that's why I'm messing up all the time. So I think it's best to make sure you're pointing in the right direction before you get carried away. Go to the skull. This game sort of has interesting concepts, and I think they were just trying to demonstrate some of the things they could do graphically wise. That's why you get this strange first stage, which isn't, too bad in itself, but if that's all the game was, it wouldn't be a very compelling title at all. Okay, well, once you get 5 cans, obviously you can go to the next stage. Now, the next stage, as you can see, is a 3D isometric type of thing. Yeah. The idea is you've got to get rid of the skulls while avoiding the avoiding the balls. You can recover from falling off the edge. If you make a mistake, fall off, and you do have a chance to get back on. I actually think this is quite clever use of graphics for the time. And I think the skulls turn blue because I'm running out of time. Okay, master skull. Looks like an alien, doesn't it? That means we need to hurry up. Jump. And I didn't make it. And then I think it puts me back to the... Oh no, yeah. Unless you make it within the time limit, you die as well. So, a much better original Spectravideo game. There weren't very many of them, but there were some, you know, few good games in those early days, obviously before the MSX machines came along. And people really figured out what you could do with the machines. And the MSX machines were barely any different to the Spectravideos. Alright, hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks to all my subscribers, and I'll catch you all later.